Alyssa Stewart, and she's going to talk about supporting the United Way.
Thank you so much, and excited to be here, and honored and honestly feeling hopeful and inspired to hear from Joe and BCU and my colleagues and friends, Will and Dr. Bayless, and all the awesome work they're doing. And Will, thank you for teaming me up. And I really do see this disaster relief fund work as a complement. It's complementary and symbiotic with the awesome work that has been happening with the village. So just a quick brief history. United Way Disaster Relief Fund. United Way in Battle Creek has a long history of being responsive in times of crisis. I think of the straight winds some years ago, the Uber shooting, other things. We have launched episodic disaster relief fund grant making. In light of COVID, we activated our disaster relief fund. And in our 2 activations for COVID-19, we've distributed around 2.5 million to Battle Creek, to over 30 nonprofit organizations and public entities doing direct crisis response work focused on meeting the basic needs of our neighbors in Battle Creek. And we are excited to think about how we can utilize ARPA dollars to continue to meet some of our community's most urgent needs. So the ask that will be brought before you all is for $250,000. We know that these funds will need to be kept in line with obviously the stringent requirements from the Department of Treasury. So we acknowledge that our disaster relief fund, a key element of it has been that it has been very low barrier. It has been very accessible and really flexible to meet the needs of community. So while we are committed to applying everything that we have learned from the Disaster Relief Fund as far as our community's most urgent needs and the amazing organizations that we have in our community to meet those needs, we just want to affirm that we would really work closely with the city to ensure that we are in compliance with all of the parameters of ARPA within that bucket of the negative impacts of COVID. So we would be utilizing, again, our equity lens, our commitment to making this opportunity as accessible as possible so that the nonprofits in our community could access these federal resources. The priority areas for the Disaster Relief Fund, again, are basic needs areas: food, shelter, other basic needs. In the COVID pandemic, it's been things like vaccinations, other health-related needs that really mitigate the public health risks and implications of COVID-19. We've also addressed more tangential barriers, like things related to childcare, access to work, and other things related to that COVID has really created impacts in. Just to proactively answer Commissioner Sophia's question, a great part of our disaster relief fund work and any of our responsive grant making is that there are very clear outputs and outcomes. This work, our response work, will really be output driven. So any grantees for these dollars will directly report to the outcomes: pounds of food, meals, really those direct basic needs outputs. So that is what we would commit to reporting back and bringing back to this commission for our accountability.
Any other questions for United Way?
Can I just have a really quick question, and it's gonna maybe be for Rebecca. Have we as a city contributed to the disaster relief fund in the past?
We contributed to the Emergency Response Consortium, but not direct cash into the Disaster Relief Fund.
Commissioner Blood?
Thank you, Mayor. I'm sure this is a yes, but just to put this question out there because I'm sure others in the community are thinking it. So I know we are United Way of Battle Creek and Kalamazoo. Mm-hmm. So I am guessing you are also making an ARPA request of Kalamazoo. Is it appropriate to discuss to say maybe how that presentation went, and is it something comparable to also what you're asking from Battle Creek?
Yeah, so each municipality's process is slightly different. We are in conversation with the other municipalities in our footprint, but nothing has progressed to approval, I would say. So many of are in similar stages to you all and sort of having initial conversations and planning. Yeah, we have had this conversation with other municipalities, and we're excited because we feel that that could give us the ability to be more responsive to our nonprofit partners, many of whom function and serve people across our region. So with each partnership, we would obviously be committed to deploying those dollars really well in service of each community. But yes, so we are, but nothing is final. So I would hate to disclose anything in advance of anything being committed.
Absolutely. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And Alyssa, is it fair to say too that you've also spoken to Calhoun County and have talked similar support?
We've had an initial conversation with our friends at Calhoun County, correct. Yep, absolutely.